Hello everyone, welcome back to the Daily Dose. I'm Dr. Lance Garrison. Have you ever wondered why two people can experience the same event and react in completely different ways? Or why some days everything feels like it's just going wrong, while on others you feel just completely unstoppable? The answer lies not in what's happening to us, but in how we interpret the events that are going on around us. So today we're going to explore the power of perception and how it shapes our emotions, our behavior, and ultimately our mental health. And remember to like and share this video if you find it helpful. And whatever you do, don't forget to subscribe for more content just like this. So let's start with a really simple scenario, fairly common scenario. Imagine you're walking down a hallway or down a sidewalk and someone bumps into you. And they just keep right on going. They don't apologize or anything. How would you react? Some people might feel angry. They might be offended. They might start thinking how rude and how people these days have no manners. Others might completely brush it off, assuming that that other person must be having a rough day or that they just didn't even notice that they bumped into me. The event itself, the being bumped into, honestly is neutral. But our interpretation of that event can lead to wildly different emotional responses and behaviors. And this is at the core of what we're discussing today, that our emotions and our behaviors are largely driven by our interpretation of the world around us. Now, you might be thinking, hey, listen, stress is real and bad things happen. And you'd be right in thinking that. I'm not advocating for being delusional about the world or adopting an overly optimistic view. But instead, I'm asking us to explore the stories that we tell ourselves about the events that are going on around us and understand that that story either amplifies or reduces its impact on our mental health. If we take stress as an example, often what makes a given situation stressful isn't just about the situation itself, but again about the narrative we tell ourselves around it. So imagine that you've got a big presentation coming up. You might tell yourself, I'm going to mess this thing up and everyone's going to think I'm incompetent. Telling yourself that story is going to increase your stress levels significantly. But if you flip that upside down and you frame it as, hey, this is an opportunity for me to share my ideas and to learn from the experience, what's going to happen is likely stress is going to go down and you're going to begin to feel a little bit more confident. The same exact principle applies to other emotions like anger and jealousy and sadness or anxiety. So if we look at jealousy, when we feel jealous of a friend's success, it's often because we're telling ourselves a story about how we wish we were in their position. If only we could get that chance. And a lot of times it just comes out of feelings of inadequacy. But if we reframe it as an inspiration, an opportunity to learn from that other person's journey, we can transform jealousy into motivation. So how do we harness this knowledge to actually improve our mental health? It all comes down to becoming aware of and reshaping our internal dialogue. So let's talk about how to do that. First and foremost, we have to pay attention to our thoughts. And it's good to do it without judgment. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's just noticing what you're thinking. Spend time thinking about how you think. Ask yourself, how am I interpreting this event? And it'll help you develop a greater awareness of your thought processes over time, because so much of our thinking goes unexamined. And once you find yourself more aware of what you're thinking, now you're actually in a position to begin to challenge your interpretation of events. Again, taking a non-judgmental approach and just simply asking yourself, is this the only way to see this situation? What other alternative perspectives might exist? And then actually take yourself through the process of developing those alternative outlooks on the situation. And as you take yourself through that process again and again, it will become easier. It'll become almost automatic over time. And more often than not, what you'll notice is that there are additional plausible and potentially more accurate interpretations of what's going on around you. Let's go back to that presentation opportunity that caused so much stress, so much angst. It really is or could be a reflection of confidence others have in you to deliver an important message. And it really is a great opportunity to grow and learn. I think the other thing that you will find, particularly as it pertains to frustrations with other people's behavior, is that when we engage this process and we do it with empathy, we're going to start developing alternative narratives that have less to do with us and others trying to ruin our day or offend us, with the reality that life can be tough for all of us. It is tough for all of us. So it really isn't all about me. They're just having a bad day, and that's okay. Remember, the goal here isn't to ignore reality and pretend that everything is perfect and nothing hurts or is frustrating. It's really just about finding a more balanced and more constructive way of interpreting our experiences. And when we do that, we can significantly influence our emotional well-being and really begin to shift how we view the world and ourselves in the world. In closing, our mental health is profoundly influenced by the internal dialogue, the words that we use to describe our lives and the world around us. And when we become more aware of that dialogue and we actively work to reshape it, we really can create a positive or constructive frame on our lives. And again, we're not ignoring problems, we're not pretending everything is fine. Instead, we're finding a perspective that acknowledges challenges while also recognizing our capacity to grow, to learn, and to overcome. So the next time you find yourself having a strong emotional reaction to a situation, take a moment to examine your interpretation. Take a moment to think about how you're thinking. And you might just find, by challenging your perspective, you can change your entire experience of the event. As always, thanks for watching. Remember to share your thoughts below. And keep in mind that your thoughts shape your reality. So choose them wisely. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone else who you think might benefit from it. And let me know in the comments. Tell me one situation where changing your perspective has made a big difference in your life. See you in the next video.